Hey guys, Bosscinerator here, and before we go any further, I have to admit something because I fucked up. While I was doing my playthrough of the Pit of 100 Trials, I forgot to record my run-in with Bonetail, so I'm disclosing the usage of someone else's footage. This was a run completed by Garo Leader, and he goes for a different idea than I did. An aggressive playstyle that relied on Mario power-ups and benefits to get some high damage rolls. Rally Wink and Powerlift are his tactic, while mine was more defensive. I went with Zap Tap, Fire Drive, Feeling Fine, Feeling Lucky, Defense, HP and FP+, and on top of that, I had at least a dozen health items. Yeah, I lucked out by finding a mover on level 94. For the fight, I used constant lip locks from Flurry and power smashes to cut him down, and thanks to a couple bingos, including a Shine Sprite bingo, he was pretty much a giant pushover. I got insanely lucky with my run, and while there are many different ways to go about a run on the pit, one thing is clear. The Pit of 100 Trials is an optional, out-of-the-way dungeon that'll test you to the very core of your abilities in this game. You need excellent strategy, healing items, preparedness, and a bit of luck to even stand a chance. And make sure to use movers when they come up. 30 coins is not a lot to spend on a bit of an advantage. Make sure to avoid skipping loot on the first run, you need those badges. When you get to the bottom, around levels 80 and 90, you'll want to have some defense-piercing moves and all-target abilities that can be dished out quickly. Remember to kill Amazy Daisies when they appear, especially, and bank on your level ups to do some of your healing. Study up on stylish moves to increase star power that can generate during fights. Those are some tips for the pit. And then there's Bonetail himself, filling in the shoes for Paper Mario's The Master. This guy's a bit short on words and doesn't have an outstanding introduction or design, but it's the thing that you spent the last dreadful 10 floors getting in preparation of. You're there, and you're getting the final prize and the respect of Bonetail's defeat. Obviously, he's TTYD's super boss, and in spectacular fashion, he has more health than the final boss, better attacks, and more frequent healing. The good thing is that aside from his defense, he's highly vulnerable to every attack that you can muster. If you didn't equip Feeling Fine, then you need to take into account that Poison and Confusion will be buggering up your fighting abilities. If you haven't already, go back to the moon and get it before you do any attempt. The weird thing is that even at the 200 HP mark, Bonetail is pretty much a giant damage sponge, and you should be perfectly fine between tons of healing that you should have and keeping a constant train of damage going. Bonetail heals himself for 20 HP around the half health mark, and at that point it's almost said and done if you know what you're doing. I was incredibly lucky during my run, I've already said, and was only pushed to use 1 or 2 health items during my actual fight with Bonetail. But even with a weaker playstyle, Bonetail isn't an impossible task, and the badge that you get from him is well worth the pain and misery. Return Postage is a great addition to your arsenal, being able to counterattack direct hits with half of their attack's power. And mostly it serves as the achievement to the world that you defeated the world's greatest threat that wasn't gonna actually do anything. I'm glad I stuck with it and defeated the guy, and my only regret is that I don't have video proof of it.